Hi Tarot Bumblebees, it's Bethany and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be talking about the ways that you can charge your tarot deck. So before I get into the hows of the video, I want to talk about what is the difference between cleansing and charging your deck. So cleansing your tarot deck is when you want to clear all of the energy away from it to reset it and make it a fresh start. So whether you've had a lot of people handling it or it's just been a while since you've kind of given it a bit of an energetic reset. Charging your tarot deck, on the other hand, is a way to imbue it with power. It's a way to give it a nice deep rest, but you're actually bringing energy to it so that it is like a recharged battery. And that is exactly how I like to sort of form that in my magical mind. Cleansing something is giving it a clean, and charging it is basically giving it an energetic boost, giving it a shot of energetic wheatgrass, as you may. As with everything I share, take what resonates with you and leave the rest, but I really do hope that some of these tips are helpful for your tarot practice. You do not have to do all of these things. You could just pick one that works for you, and there's no timing that is necessarily the best either. So you can either do this whenever you feel your decks need a little bit of a recharge, or you can simply do it every month or full moon, whatever works for you. So if you're very energetically sensitive, like a lot of us are, you'll know when your deck needs a bit of a time to charge. Now I'm going to be using the Druidcraft Tarot today. It is one of my soul decks. It is one of my very well used deck. So the first way that you can charge your tarot deck is by placing it under the light of the moon or under the light of the sun. So they both have very different energy. In Wicca or in witchcraft, the moon is more generally connected with the moon goddess deities, and the sun is connected with solar male god deities. But there are some traditions and some gods that are the opposite. There are moon gods and solar goddesses for sure. When it comes to placing your tarot deck under the light of anything that's in nature, I always do it at a windowsill. So I don't place my deck outside because straight up, the local raccoon family will just take off with it. It'll be gone or completely trashed because it also rains a lot here in Vancouver. So I don't want to have everything damaged or lost. So I just place it on a windowsill. And it's not a worry if it's an overcast day either. It's still going to get the energy coming through. So don't worry about having that perfect, view of the full moon. It's still going to do its job. So just be really, really careful with your decks outside. And don't obviously place the deck in the sun for too long because you don't want it to bleach the color out of your deck. I tend to put my decks out under a full moon so it gets the full moon energy, but you can also do it the dark moon or the new moon whenever you see fit. Whack! The second way to charge your deck is by giving it some Reiki. So if you've done any Reiki levels or you've done any energy healing, simply by placing your hands over your deck and actually doing a bit of a Reiki session with them will help charge them up. You can even do your Reiki symbols over the deck as well to help with that. But just taking a few moments, place your energy, and you can ground with your feet and open your chakras. Putting all that intent in there can help charge your cards. Something that I'm aware of whenever I'm using my cards, and one of the reasons why I love shuffling and I will probably never move to just like simple apps in phones, is I like to put my energy into the cards. The next way to charge your cards is by putting them in order and placing them on your altar. Now, what I mean by order is in order of the cards. So you would start with the Fool and go all the way through to whatever king is the final suit for you. So if you have some cards that are reversed, you would turn them around and place it on your altar. The next way to recharge your tarot deck is by placing a crystal grid around it. So I'm going to do a very quick grid using only 3 stones. I'm going to be using citrine, smoky quartz, and clear quartz. Citrine is a wonderful stone that doesn't need cleansing. And citrine brings energy, solar plexus energy, solar energy, joy, and lightness to your deck. So I'm placing citrine pointing towards the deck. So the energy is being brought to your tarot deck. Oh look, there's a bonus piece of tourmaline. Bonus tourmaline. Okay, we'll use that too. Tourmaline's a good negative energy repulsor. It's like Raid for your nasties. Then what you would do is you would place your smoky quartz away. So now we're repelling negative energy away from the deck. So now we have the good energy coming in and the negative energy coming out. And then you would place clear quartz going into the deck as well to charge it with, it's basically like an amplifier. Don't you ever just like look at your stones and just be like, you're so pretty. I just want to talk to you all day. You're just a pretty piece of crystal. Please tell me I'm not the only crystal lover witch that does that. And then you can also place a piece of tourmaline on the top. So if you place your tarot deck in a crystal grid like this and allow it to sit for 24, 48 hours, you're recharging your deck. You're bringing positive energy to it and you're drawing away anything that's icky or mucky. It's so pretty. The next way to charge your cards is by putting it into bed. I know that may sound like really weird, but I really do see this practice as a way of tucking it in for a lovely little nap. So you're going to want some silk. This is a cloth that I have, but you can even just go buy some raw silk cut-offs. Go to a fabric store. They might have some silk that they've had from the end of a spool that you can actually get. I found some silk that way really, really cheap. If you don't have silk, then that's okay. Using any other cloth is also totally fine. So we're going to wrap it up completely in the silk. Wrapped all lovely. Any color of silk is completely fine. And then you're going to place it in a wood box. Now, wood and silk repel negative energies. That's the reason why coffins are wood and silk lined. Now you know, PSA, death stuff. So if you pop it in the wood and silk, you can place that on your altar and give it a bit of a rest and recharge and give it a good old tarot nap. Another way to charge your tarot deck is by placing it inside a crystal bowl, a singing bowl, or a Tibetan singing bowl, or the copper ones that you find. Oh, she's so pretty. You can do this just by placing it in there and allowing it to soak in its loveliness, or you can place it inside and give it a few. Now, the vibrations are obviously going to be a lot smaller because you actually have something obstructing it inside, but let's see if I can get it to sing. A little bit, not as much. You can also get it going and then place the deck. And leave it there for a little while. So you could do that a couple of times. That is a wonderful way to give it a really lovely charge. As we know, sound vibrations shake anything loose that's not necessarily the loveliest energy. Geez, you're getting a lot of love today, aren't you, Druidcraft Tarot? And you can leave it in there for a little bit of time. You can even pop some salt in there or some rose petals or whatever it may be, or some crystals. But just a simple singing bowl will help it get nice and clear. And finally, you can take your deck on a little field trip to a sacred space that means a lot to you. When I was growing up, there was a tree that I would always climb, and I spent many hours in that tree. So it would have been lovely to be able to take a tarot deck to that tree. You can also give it a quick spray with an aura spray and then take it with you to a sacred space. Take it for a walk on the beach, lay it out on some shells. Obviously, don't let the waves take it away. Mermaids do love a good tarot deck, but do take it somewhere, or take it on a hiking path. Put it in, take it to the forest. Obviously, please be respectful of sacred spaces and heritage sites. It is not cool in the name of witchcraft or tarot to go trudging somewhere that you are being disrespectful of, taking pieces of historic sites and bringing it home with you, or basically just trespassing. So don't just use that as an excuse to go be a dick. Be really respectful. But if you can take your deck out into nature, or even in your garden for a little bit, or a hike, or the mountains, it's another really great way to charge your deck in nature. And so those are my tips in regards to how to charge your deck and get some really good juju in there to help you with your readings. What do you do to recharge your decks when they start to feel a little bit tired, or your readings are getting a little bit murky and muddy? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe if you like this video or want to learn more about modern witchcraft and tarot, and get that notification button ticked so that you'll know when something new is posted. And I'll see you all next time.